Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. This is my first time speaking at the Lexus press conference here in Detroit. Hopefully, my English will be okay for you. I'm tall, I have a slight accent, kind of Sofia Vergara. But the one language I do speak fluently is car. I really do love cars. Always have, always will. In fact, when I was a little boy, I wanted to grow up to be a taxi driver. Instead, I'm doing this. But it's why I trained to become a master test driver, as you say in the video. I don't want to sit behind a desk. I want to sit behind the wheel, because that's how I can best advise my team. That's how I can help create cars for people who love them as passionately as I do. And that's why I take a hands-on role in producing the car you have seen recently from Lexus, and we'll see today. But in many ways, all of you have also had a direct role in creating these cars. It's true. Perhaps some of you will recall the talk we had at Pebble Beach 2011. You had some very good questions and candid comments for me about Lexus. Actually, I happen to have a few with me. Here's a good one. My impression is that Lexus cars are well made, but boring to drive. Here's another. Lexus should clearly define their brand. And finally, Lexus is at crossroad. Those were some strong opinions. And honestly, I want to thank you for them, because I really took them to heart. I was determined to make sure we became a more emotional brand, and that the words boring and Lexus never showed up in the same sentence again. So it was just after Pebble Beach that I decided to take direct responsibility for the brand. I also decided to form Lexus International as an independent company, a company that would be more imaginative with its own design, engineering, and marketing resources. Since then, we've introduced many exciting new cars and emotional concepts. 4 years later, I can confidently say that this is a brave new Lexus with a new commitment to amazing products and experiences. We don't want to make cars to simply fill categories. We want to make cars to fill people's hearts. Cars that are exhilarating in every way, inside, outside, and under the hood. We also want to make cars that push the limits of technologies. Cars that help improve the world we live in. Today, I'm pleased to introduce, for the first time here in North America, the Lexus LFLC Concept, the luxury fuel cell sedan of the future. building on our proven fuel cell technologies. With this Lexus concept, we hope to achieve a total of zero. That's right, zero. Zero emissions, zero dependence on oil, and with its advanced automated driving features. Our long-term goal is to reduce accidents to zero. All this with zero compromises on performance and design. In fact, our commitment is to have a fuel cell car in the Lexus lineup around 2020. So, if that's our view of tomorrow, what about today? In 2012, we debuted the LFLC Concept right here in Detroit. And again, many of you had strong opinions. But this time, thankfully, they were good ones. When we designed the LFLC Concept, it was to showcase the future Lexus design. We had no intention of turning it into a production car. But your positive reaction, as well as the reaction of our customers, changed our mind. We listened, and we made it real. The car I'm about to show you is the result of the combined passion of our engineers and designers who worked together to turn the LFLC into reality. As you know, engineers and designers, they don't always get along. But this project was completely different. Everyone, engineers included, wanted to make this car as close as possible to the design concept, with the most dynamic driving performance since LFA. Thanks to Chief Engineer Sato and Chief Designers Mori. The teams worked as one, and what they created is truly amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the all-new Lexus LC 500.
The LC500 is more than a new luxury model. It's a new flagship sports coupe for a new Lexus. The LC500 utilizes the brand's all-new premium rear-wheel drive platform to deliver superior driving dynamics and more excitement behind the wheel. The LC500's chassis achieves a high degree of torsional rigidity and features weight reduction elements such as carbon composite inner door structures and an available carbon fiber roof panel. Throughout the vehicle, component weight is optimally positioned to help lower the center of gravity and enhance the coupe's driving dynamics. The engine comes from our F-brand performance vehicles and is a high-revving, naturally aspirated, 467 horsepower, 5-liter V8. It delivers seamless power to the rear wheels through Lexus's first 10-speed automatic transmission that produces lightning-quick gear changes. Inside, the luxurious cabin offers a modern, driver-focused cockpit crafted from the finest materials. From its sleek, provocative exterior design, to the modern luxury of a new premium cabin, to its sharp and refined driving experience, the all-new Lexus LC500 is here to usher in a new era for the Lexus brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this LC500 is what the more emotional Lexus looks like to me. And it's also what it sounds like. And I hope you will agree that is anything but boring. It will arrive in showrooms next year. And having driven this car many times during prototype testing, I can personally assure you it is very sugoi. Or as you say here in the States, awesome. So once again, thank you for your time and your input, and for helping us make the Lexus brand that I personally love so much. Everything it can and will be. Toyota might be my last name, but believe me, Lexus is my middle name. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is just the beginning. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from going on stage for just a moment so that we can allow photographers a picture of the vehicles without people.
Oh, that Mr. Toyota, he's got quite a humor. We are here with Mike Austin. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
What do you think about Lexus's, the verdict of what they just announced?
I'd give them like a B+, maybe A-. The car itself, having Akio there is a big, huge deal. You know, the Japanese kind of stand on ceremony, and having the CEO represents a huge importance to them. And the car itself is beautiful. They executed well. The interior is amazing. You know, it looks like the concept car. It has importance down the line with the new architecture and the 10-speed automatic transmission. The two question marks for me are, you know, they brought it out with an existing 5-liter engine that they have in the RCF and the GSF. You know, maybe you would have liked to see something more over the top, like a little more horsepower. And then the other big question is, you know, they made all this promise, and they're, you know, are they going to deliver on that in terms of the driving experience?
Even though they seem to be completely redefining their brand, it seems like there's still concept after concept. Like, when is this all going to come to fruition?
Oh, I mean, this is it. This is like finally, you know, here's the car, and you know, we'll see what comes after this.
Right.
Does it help to have, I mean, it obviously, and this is interesting to me that this is a slight language barrier, but he is by far one of the most charming people we've seen today. But being a master driver, do you think that helps them, having the guy in charge get behind the wheel, whereas some of these other folks that are in charge are a little more distant from that? They're a little more the businessman. Does it help to have somebody like that, or is it probably someone that muddles in the business too much because he wants the driving experience, or is that a good thing?
I think in this case it's a good thing. You know, the Lexus has been process oriented and Toyota's been process oriented, and you get the CEO saying we need to make exciting cars, and I'm the guy that's going to be excited about it. You saw on stage, he's engaged. He's really, you know, he's excited about these cars, and I think he's bringing that to the whole company.
Yeah, I think it also means a little something too when his name is the name of the company. You know,
Right.
you can't really be fired and go somewhere else. You know, you can't work for Honda and be Mr. Toyota. That doesn't quite work like that. Interesting.
Very interesting. Their fuel cell technologies
Yeah.
are really stepping it up.
2020, a goal of 2020. That's 5 years from now.
Yeah, I mean,
That's 4 years from now. What am I talking about?
personally, I'm a little bearish on fuel cell. I think it's there's a lot of issues with transportation and how to make it. Japan as a country is pushing fuel cell very hard. So, Toyota already has the Mirai fuel cell that's sold in California, and again, it's bigger in Japan because they have the infrastructure over there. As a practical reality, I'm not quite so sure we're going to see 2020. They might bring it to market, but I don't know when it's going to come to your driveway.
Yeah, and it's certainly, like you just said, it's not the first time. We've seen Chevrolet have test runs in Southern California, other places where there is a hydrogen fuel cell place down the street from you. You can actually fill up, but it doesn't exist anywhere else. So, short drives, that's for sure.
But hey, it's going to be way better for our economy if everybody does end up going that route.
Could be. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.